Have you ever wondered why some people seem to fade in their 80s, while others are still thriving well into their 90s or even 100s, full of energy, clarity, and purpose? You might think it's genetics, luck, or something you either have or don't. But the truth is far more empowering. The difference often comes down to a set of powerful, intentional choices, the kind that anyone can make at any age. In this video, we're exploring 5 life-changing lessons that aren't just backed by science. They're rooted in real stories and timeless wisdom from some of the longest living people in the world. And if you stick around until the end, you'll discover how these lessons can help you not only live longer, but live better. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Before we dive in, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like and subscribe so you never miss one of our weekly insights. If you're finding value so far, go ahead and comment 1 below to let me know you're watching with me. And if you don't love it, type 0 so I know how to do better next time. Let's begin. Life lesson number 1. Stay curious. Never stop learning. Curiosity isn't just for kids. In fact, it may be one of the most powerful tools we have to keep our minds sharp, our spirits strong, and our lives full of purpose. Especially as we age. Have you ever met someone in their 80s or 90s whose eyes still sparkle when they talk about a new book, a skill they're learning, or a passion they've picked up? That spark isn't just endearing, it's a sign of vitality. Lifelong learning keeps your brain engaged. It creates new neural pathways, boosts memory, and reduces the risk of cognitive decline. And science supports this. Studies show that older adults who challenge their minds regularly, whether through reading, puzzles, or learning a language, have slower rates of memory loss and sharper thinking. But it's not just about brain health. Staying curious keeps you connected to the world around you. It gives you a reason to wake up with excitement, to explore, and to grow. Take Benjamin Franklin, still experimenting and inventing well into his 70s. Or Nola Ox, a Kansas grandmother who earned her bachelor's degree at 95 and then went on to earn a master's. Their stories prove that it's never too late to be a student of life. So ask questions, read something new, start a hobby, talk to people with different perspectives. Each act of discovery fuels your vitality and keeps your spirit young. If staying curious keeps your mind young, then staying active keeps your body strong, and both are essential for a vibrant, independent life as you age. Here's something most people don't realize. One of the biggest threats to longevity after age 80 isn't illness, genetics, or even diet. It's physical inactivity. When you stop moving, your body begins to decline, gradually at first, but faster than you'd expect. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, your balance, energy, and independence all begin to slip away. And soon, things that once felt simple, getting out of a chair, walking across the room, or climbing stairs, start to feel impossible. But here's the empowering truth. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't need to run marathons or join a gym to stay healthy. You just need to move. Purposefully, joyfully, every single day. Let's take a look at a real-life example. Jean Calment of France lived to the age of 122, the longest documented human lifespan in history. Her secret? Among other things, she rode her bicycle every single day until well into her 100s. Her movement wasn't part of an exercise program. It was simply a way of life, something she enjoyed and made time for, consistently. Or consider the shepherds of Sardinia, one of the world's blue zones where centenarians are remarkably common. These men and women walk miles each day, not as part of a fitness trend, but as a natural part of their daily routine. Their movement is tied to purpose, to nature, to rhythm, and it keeps them strong well into their 90s and beyond. The lesson is simple. You don't lose mobility because you get old. You get old because you lose mobility. The good news? It's never too late to reclaim it. Even modest physical activity, like a brisk walk, stretching in the morning, or light gardening, can strengthen your heart, improve circulation, reduce stress, and help you sleep better. It even sharpens your thinking. And here's a bonus. Movement releases endorphins, the body's natural mood boosters. That means the more you move, the better you feel, physically and emotionally. So ask yourself, what kind of movement brings you joy? Is it walking through the park with a friend? Dancing in your kitchen to music you love? Swimming, yoga, or simply standing up and stretching every hour? Whatever it is, commit to it. Make it part of your routine, not as a chore, but as a celebration of what your body can still do. We've talked about the mind and the body. Now it's time to talk about something just as vital, though far less visible: your relationships. Because the truth is, one of the greatest predictors of a long, healthy, and joyful life is the strength of your social circle. That may surprise you, but the data is undeniable. In fact, loneliness has been linked to a 26% higher risk of early death. Some studies say chronic isolation can be just as harmful to your health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. That's how serious it is. On the other hand, strong social connections, meaningful, supportive relationships, have been shown to improve immune function, lower stress, reduce depression, and even protect your brain from age-related decline. So no, friendships aren't just nice to have. They are essential for thriving. Let's look at a few real-world examples. Comedian George Burns lived to be 100 years old, and until the very end, he remained active, sharp, and, most importantly, connected. He spent his days surrounded by people who made him laugh, challenged him, and kept his spirit young. In Okinawa, Japan, another one of the blue zones, seniors often belong to lifelong social groups called moai. These aren't just casual friendships, they're intentional circles of support built to last. Moai members meet regularly, help each other financially and emotionally, and serve as a built-in support system throughout life's ups and downs. And guess what? The people in these circles live longer, report less stress, and are more satisfied with life overall. So how can you build or rebuild your social circle? Start small. Start today. Call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Invite someone for coffee or a walk. Join a local club, church group, or community class. Volunteer. It's one of the best ways to meet kind, purpose-driven people. Don't wait for others to reach out. Take the first step. And remember, quality is more important than quantity. 1 or 2 genuine, loyal friendships are more powerful than dozens of shallow acquaintances. Also, don't be afraid to open up. Vulnerability, sharing your thoughts, your challenges, your joys, is what deepens bonds and turns casual connections into lifelong friends. Even technology can help. A video call, group chat, or online community can bridge distance and keep you connected, especially if mobility is limited. So invest in your relationships, laugh more, listen deeper, and let the people around you remind you what it means to feel truly alive. There's a saying, you are what you eat. And as we age, that simple truth becomes more powerful than ever. After the age of 80, your body becomes more sensitive to what you put on your plate. Nutrient absorption slows, inflammation becomes harder to control, and the food choices you make can either help you thrive or speed up decline. That's why life lesson number 4 is this: eat with intention. Because every bite is either a step toward health or away from it. Let's start with the problem. Many modern diets are filled with ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, artificial additives, and unhealthy fats. These may be convenient, but they're quietly toxic to an aging body. They spike blood sugar, increase inflammation, disrupt your digestion, and they contribute to chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline, all of which become more common as we grow older. But the good news? Just as food can harm, it can also heal. Populations in blue zones, like Sardinia, Italy, or Icaria, Greece, where people frequently live past 100, follow diets rich in whole, unprocessed foods. Think vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, herbs, olive oil, and moderate portions of fish. Their meals aren't focused on calories or dieting. They're centered around nourishment, eating to stay vibrant, mobile, and mentally sharp. Even science agrees. Nutrients found in colorful fruits and vegetables, like the antioxidants in berries and spinach, or the anti-inflammatory compounds in turmeric and garlic, actively fight aging at the cellular level. Omega-3 fatty acids from foods like salmon and flax seeds protect your brain and heart. Fiber from whole grains and beans supports your gut, which plays a huge role in immunity and mood regulation. And protein, often underconsumed by seniors, is critical for maintaining strength, energy, and independence. So what can you do? Start with this. Fill your plate with color and variety. Add a handful of berries to your breakfast. Swap white bread for hearty whole grains. Make soups with lentils, leafy greens, and herbs. Use olive oil instead of butter. Try the 80% rule from Okinawa. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. And don't forget the joy in eating. Sharing meals with loved ones, cooking from scratch, or even growing your own herbs can reconnect you with the meaning behind your food. The key isn't perfection, it's consistency. Because every nourishing choice you make today is an investment in a stronger, more capable you tomorrow. You can have a strong body, a sharp mind, and all the right habits. But without this next ingredient, life can still feel empty. That ingredient? Purpose. Life lesson number 5. Find a reason to wake up each day and hold on to it. Purpose isn't just a feel-good concept or an inspiring quote. It's a real, measurable force that protects your health, strengthens your resilience, and extends your life. Research from the Rush Alzheimer's Disease Center found that older adults who reported having a strong sense of purpose were significantly less likely to develop Alzheimer's and experience slower cognitive decline overall. Another study, published in The Lancet, showed that seniors with a clear purpose had lower mortality rates, even when controlling for factors like income, education, and physical health. Purpose, it turns out, doesn't just enrich your life, it can literally save it. Let's talk about a man named Fauja Singh. He didn't even start running until his late 80s, after the heartbreaking loss of his wife and son. Most people would have given up. But Singh found a new reason to keep going, to inspire others. He started running marathons at 89. At 100, he completed the Toronto Waterfront Marathon, and he kept running well into his 100s, powered not just by physical training, but by purpose. His story reminds us, it's never too late to start, and it's never too late to matter. Or take Grandma Moses, Anna Mary Robertson Moses, who began painting in her late 70s after a lifetime of raising children and farming. She became a world-renowned artist in her 80s and 90s because she had found a new way to express herself, a new purpose. So what does purpose look like for you? It doesn't have to be a grand mission or a big career. For some, it's caring for grandchildren. For others, it's volunteering, mentoring, creating, growing, learning, or simply being a source of support for someone else. In Okinawa, Japan, home to some of the longest living people on Earth, there's a word for this, ikigai. It means reason for being. For some, it's gardening, for others, it's teaching, or caring for neighbors. It's not a goal, it's a way of life, and it evolves with you. Your purpose at 60 might look different than it does at 80, and that's okay. What matters is that you stay engaged in something that brings you meaning. Ask yourself, what makes me feel alive? What would I regret not doing? What can I contribute, no matter how small? Because when you have a why, you'll always find a way. Now that we've explored each of the 5 powerful lessons for living a longer, more fulfilling life, let's take a moment to pause, reflect, and pull it all together. Because wisdom is wonderful, but it's action that brings it to life. Let's revisit the 5 longevity principles we've just uncovered, not as lofty ideas, but as small daily decisions that add up to something remarkable. 1. Stay curious. Never stop learning. Whether it's picking up a new hobby, learning a language, reading a new book, or just asking more questions, curiosity keeps your brain young. It forms new neural connections, keeps your memory sharp, and gives you a reason to keep growing, even into your 90s and beyond. Curiosity doesn't just expand your mind, it extends your life. 2. Move like your life depends on it, because it does. You don't need to run marathons, but your body was made to move, and it thrives when you do. Whether it's walking, dancing, gardening, stretching, or swimming, the key is to move consistently and joyfully. Every step you take is a vote for your strength, balance, and independence. 3. Nurture your social circle. Friendship is medicine. Loneliness, on the other hand, is as dangerous as smoking. That's why investing in your relationships is one of the smartest health moves you can make. Call a friend. Join a group. Talk to your neighbors. Laugh more, listen more, share more. The people in your life can be your greatest source of resilience. Rule 4. Eat like your future depends on it. Because it does. Whole, colorful foods nourish your cells, fight inflammation, and protect your brain. Limit processed foods. Embrace plants, healthy fats, and lean proteins. Cook with love. Savor your meals. And whenever you can, share food with others. It multiplies the joy and the benefits. 5. Find your purpose and live it. Whether it's family, faith, creativity, caregiving, or community, when you have a reason to get out of bed, your body and spirit follow. Purpose lowers stress, improves health outcomes, and brings joy to each day, no matter your age. It's the heartbeat of a well-lived life. So what does this all mean for you? It means the path to longevity isn't about luck or genetics or perfection. It's about choosing curiosity over complacency, movement over stillness, connection over isolation, nourishment over convenience, purpose over passivity. You don't have to change everything overnight, but if you choose even one of these ideas and start living it consistently, you will feel the difference. You've just journeyed through 5 of the most powerful, life-changing lessons ever discovered, not just in textbooks or research papers, but through the lives of real people who have lived well into their 90s, 100s, and beyond. You've learned how curiosity keeps the brain young, how movement protects your independence, how connection makes you resilient, how food can heal or harm, and how purpose is the fuel that powers it all. But now comes the most important part of this entire video: what you choose to do next. Because you don't have to be a scientist, a world leader, or a marathon runner to live a meaningful, joyful, and extended life. You just have to start small, and start today. Maybe that means picking up the phone to call a friend you've lost touch with. Maybe it means setting a timer to remind yourself to stretch, walk, or move every hour. Maybe it's choosing a home-cooked meal over something from a box. Maybe it's finally signing up for that class you've always been curious about. Or maybe, just maybe, it's sitting quietly, placing a hand over your heart and asking, what makes me feel alive? There's no one-size-fits-all path. Your journey is your own, and there is no age limit on growth, joy, love, or change. Consider the story of Grandma Moses, who started painting in her late 70s and became a celebrated artist in her 80s and 90s. Or Fauja Singh, who didn't run his first marathon until after 89 and kept going for years. Or the Okinawan elders, who spend their days gardening, cooking, mentoring, and laughing, not because they're trying to live longer, but because they're living with meaning. These people weren't trying to beat the clock. They were trying to live in rhythm with it. And so can you. You are not too old. It is not too late. You are not behind, and you haven't missed your chance. Every day you wake up is a new invitation to grow, connect, nourish, move, and to live like your life is still unfolding, because it is. So tell me, what was the one lesson from this video that spoke to you the most? Was it the power of purpose? The beauty of movement? The call to connect more deeply? Drop a comment below and share what you're taking with you. I read every single message, and your story may inspire someone else to start their own journey. If this video brought you clarity, encouragement, or simply a smile, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us reach more people and reminds us why we create this content. Until next time, stay curious, stay active, stay connected, stay nourished, stay purposeful, and above all, stay alive in every sense of the word. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.